everyone, this is Mrs. Ashworth. I'm glad to be able to talk about some things that most high schoolers, let alone college students, never hear about. It's search types, ways, and styles used for searching. Let's first remind you what your job is as a researcher. It's up to you to organize your time. Are you a procrastinator? Well, that may work for cramming for quizzes, but it will certainly hurt you to do so on a research project. It's hard work. You are going to get the best results if you think about your search and how you're going to get good results fast. When you learn research skills and practice them, your job as a researcher is easier. Your final job as a researcher is to complete your assignment with skills. If you take time to plan, you have a good idea of where you are going and how you're going to get there. This will decrease your research anxiety and build confidence. You may be wondering, why should I care? Yes, the more research you do, the more you'll, in theory, practice. But what if you have skills that help you? Think about learning how to play basketball or hang glide, any activity that requires skill. If you want to learn how to do any of these things well, you'll learn skills to help you, whether it's how to balance, how to shoot, how to hold your hands, how to run distance without collapsing. The same goes for research. If you think you'll ever do another research assignment, you will benefit from learning about research, and that includes types and styles. So let's talk about goals for this lesson. All of them will help you research. Number 1. Learn search types to determine how to begin researching. Number 2. Learn the difference between keyword and controlled vocabulary. This will help you determine which way to search. Number 3. Learn about different search styles. These will help you determine which resources you use. Okay, we are going to start with search types. Again, the reason is to learn how to begin researching. There are 2 types, known item and subject searches. A known item search is where you know what you're looking for in a very specific terms. Examples of known item searches are biographies about famous people or literary criticism on an author. Or you may find or hear about an article that may be good for your research. You know what the article is, so now you just need to find it. If you have a general topic or research question, you will be conducting a subject search. You're expected to explore a topic or synthesize information. A good example of this is when your teacher gives you a list of topics, but he or she doesn't want to report. He or she wants you to make a claim about the topic and find proof to support your claim. This is going to be the most common type of searching you will be doing. Alright, knowing search types is a good foundation. Now let's talk about kinds of searching or ways that people organize information for you to search through. The first way is the keyword search. This is the kind of indexing search engines do. Humans feed the computer algorithms or instructions, and computer indexers or crawlers search documents for the word or words the user types into the search field or search box. These words are identified by the web crawler and categorized by how often they come up in a document. The most common keyword search engines are Google and Bing, but there are also subscription databases like JSTOR that use keyword searching. The other way computers search is with controlled vocabulary. A human indexer reads documents to discover the subject and other descriptors for the document. The indexer uses a special vocabulary called a controlled vocabulary, which is a big list of the accepted subject words used by a majority of human indexers. He or she types these words into a database. So if an article is about allergies to medications, instead of indexing the article under the subject heading allergies to drugs, the indexer would categorize it under allergy, drug allergy. Paid databases like EBSCO-Host are the most likely to use controlled vocabulary searches. Lots of you will want to use Google to locate resources, but there are some major disadvantages to doing just that. The first is relevance. When web crawlers search for the most used words, they return junk and articles that have nothing to do with your subject, along with the articles you want. So it really pays to be specific when you use Google or Bing. Use advanced search techniques. Google them and learn how to use them to talk to the search engine. Number 2 is filter bubble and privacy issues having to do with the search engine. You and your friend may put the same words into the search field and get very different results. Since search engines save your information, where you search and how often you click on items, etc., it's interested in giving you results it thinks you will want rather than what you need. There are ways to fight this, but the filter bubble effect is pretty annoying, to say the least. Disadvantages of controlled vocabulary searches are all about language. How do you find out what the controlled vocabulary is? The quickest way is to find one good article in a database and use the key terms it will list. Otherwise, you can use a thesaurus. Many databases have these. Or you can use a subject heading index, and the most used is the Library of Congress Subject Heading Index. Another problem with the language is that the controlled vocabulary may be outdated. Ultimately, the best database results come with practicing advanced search techniques and using database filters. Now we're going to switch to search styles. There are 3 big ones. Learning what they are will help you decide which ways you want to search, and you can use them to maximize your results. They are building blocks, lawn mowing, and pearl growing. When you go to Google or a database and type in a word or words into the search field or box, you are probably going to wind up using this search style. You build on a basic search when you add more descriptive words. This can give you either more results or fewer results depending on what you type in. Lawn mowing is the second search style. It's when you get too many results and have to mow them down to find the best, most relevant ones. You'll most often be using this search style when you use search engines. To get your lawn of results mowed, use exact phrases. Be more specific by using quotation marks around a phrase or by using the limiter not, and use advanced search to add other limiters like date range and language filters. Pearl growing is the last style. You use it when you don't get enough results. A common way to grow results is by broadening your topic, but an even better technique is to search the good results references or bibliography. When you do this, you're cultivating great finds. Now let's bring it all together. Say your teacher wants you to research Isaac Newton's laws of physics to prepare you for a unit on gravity. Here are the research steps to guide you and your planning. Step 1. Is it a known item or subject search? The answer will give you the first clue about how to conduct your search. Step 2. What kind of search will get the answers? Will a keyword search or a search engine do the trick? Or will I need to access a database to do a controlled vocabulary subject search? Step 3. If I decide to use Google or Bing, which keywords or terms should I use in the search field? If I decide to use a paid database, which subject terms will get me the best results? Believe it or not, this guidance will give you some research tools that will ease research anxiety. All of these steps happen before you even sit down at a computer. They will help you plan the process and give you confidence about your work. Taking the time to think before you research will put you way ahead of the game. Here's a short list of resources. If you're interested in research help, see a librarian or check out the LHS research site. Thanks, and good luck in your research.